just how you planned it. Life could put you in a pickle, just make sure it's kosher. Lean on me like Bill Withers until you smell the roses. And if you wanna be a chef, then I say cook it up. And if you wanna be the champ, well I say hook it up. Cause I can never tell you what you can't be. Yes I can, see a failure is something you can't be. Plus, I get you a shuttle if you feel that you need space. Got the limit, get you wings for your birthday. Whatever makes you happy, if you like it, then I love it. Turning nothing into something, I'm all in and I ain't bluffing. I'm who you got when the world ain't got your back, man. I pull over when life put you in the fast lane. I'm in your corner like Manini, if you tumble, I tell you like him. Rumble, young man, rumble, see.
What's happening, fam? You see the thumbnail, L.A.R. movement, still moving, right? And that thumbnail comes from the rapper Suki Hana. She did a video, and she's always been over the top and ratchet in a mug, but we don't necessarily talk about this type of behavior, and it doesn't get as much spotlight as it should. But first and foremost, if you noticed, if you've heard the news, there was a school shooting in Texas, 85 miles, I think, west of San Antonio. 14 people got killed, I believe. Hispanic 18-year-old kid went to 18-year-old man went to an elementary school and shot up like 13 kids, if I believe, and one adult, maybe something like that. So, rest in peace to those people. They didn't deserve that. It was like the last day of school, the day before the last day. It was ridiculous. But now I said that, but we got to get to this topic. Nobody never calls a cougar a pedo. You notice that? You notice how when an older guy is dating a younger woman, it's, ew, he's a pedo, he's a da-da-da-da-da-da. But when older women do this, you like to talk about people like quote unquote R. Kelly, but do you know how many times we've seen this in the last few years? Do you really know how many times we've seen a grown woman twerking on a child, putting their butt on a child's face, a child smacking a woman on the behind who was twerking in front of a grown woman? Sometimes children filming mom twerk with little to nothing on. Like, we never call these women pedos, but that's what they are. We never call them. We never say, because cougar is a MILF. Mom, I like to F, right? But what if mom would like to F your baby? Because that's the only reason why you twerking in front of a child like this. This goes back years and years and years and years. See, you want to play this game where, over the years, Antoine Fisher's movie is looking realer and realer and realer and realer. And ladies don't say much. They don't say much at all. Like, it keeps happening. Ladies don't say much at all. Oh, I'm gonna get into the teachers, because when teachers do this all the time, and you know what's funny about that? Teachers don't go to jail. They really don't. They may lose their job, they don't go to jail. Not female teachers. And we don't call those teachers pedos. We don't. We don't say, oh, this female teacher, was screwing a student or multiple students, but we don't do that. For some odd reason, it just doesn't, and that doesn't jump into that mindset, when it absolutely is that. It's absolutely that. So now that we get that part out the way, what about, we never call these cougars predators. We don't say they're preying on young boys. It's protect black girls and protect black women, and but we don't say, we don't talk about these older women preying on these younger boys. You ask generations of older men, women who have been in their 20s, 30s, and 40s have been sleeping with young boys for a very long time, teenagers for a very long time, but they're not predatory somehow. And what I mean by that is, boys will go, hey man, the old lady liked me, the old lady took my virginity, man, I started out strong. But you don't hear the mothers going, who did what? Who slept with you? See, you'll find out, a mother and a father finds out that their, daughter, anywhere from, 10 to 14, 15 is sleeping with a grown man, 16 maybe sleeping with a grown man. Somebody gonna get hurt. But when you find out your son's sleeping with a grown woman, stupid fathers, that's what I'm talking about, son. No, it's not. No, it's not. You're dumb. You're an idiot. And mothers, they don't go beat the brakes. They don't find this lady and beat up, and they might get their hair done in the same place as this lady and don't say nothing. You remember the lady that was on I guess she's a comedian, she's online influencer, is an older woman having a story about, she told her son's friend, that was her joke, that she told her son's friend when he hit a certain age, he could come through and get some of that cake, So she said, well, she let her son's friend hit it. Nobody thought that was predatory, because in the story you're basically telling that to somebody who's either underage, not in your age range, and you're saying, hey, when you hit this number, come break you off a little bit. And they waited until that day and said, hey, now I'm coming, figuratively and literally. And you go, yeah. It's kind of, but people, we still think about it in that way, but because that's the same thing that Jada Pinkett did. Same thing that Jada Pinkett did with August Alsina, basically. She met her son's friend, and then she said, hey, you can get it. Oh, I know. So nowadays, but we don't look at women as predators, because women can't be predators. We don't look at them as grooming kids, because for some odd reason, making a rap video with a woman twerking in front of like a kid, maybe a 4th, 5th grade, while another woman's in the background pushing a stroller, doesn't seem like you're grooming children to be, screwing Miss Parker. Like in Friday, hey, Miss Parker. Like the movie Ray, when he was staying with the older lady and he had to, eat blackberry cobbler in the middle of the night to make sure who with his manager to make sure he could stay a little bit. That's not, some odd reason, that's not predatory behavior. I don't know how it's not, but basically because it's a woman. This isn't an issue. I don't see how it's not, but ladies go, whatever. Another thing that I'm gonna get into, but you know what? I'm gonna wait on that. Because I find it interesting and hypocritical about this. So the next point I gotta make with this is, straight up, we never called these cougars toxic. Notice that? You never call these older women who are trying to date younger men toxic, because for one, they're trying to compete with younger women. We never say they're washed up. Well, we do say they're washed up. Take that back. But we never say they're manipulative and they're trying to use their money or their position, like a quote unquote, like men would do, men this and men that. It's like, you never see, a 50-year-old dating a 30-year-old and you go, she's toxic. Definitely, because she's ruined all of her relationships in the past and she can't be with anybody in her age group, so she's going younger. That's the big difference between when men date younger and women date younger. Guys don't, guys didn't burn their bridges with the women in their age group. But these women burn their bridges with the guys in their age group, so they gotta date their nephews and their sons. At least they'll try to. And then those young guys will go, look, I can gain the experience by sleeping with an older woman. Not gonna be with the chick, not gonna marry the chick, but obviously she's toxic. Because she can't get along with somebody her age at all. This was part of that whole narrative early in the year to secure the PS5. What y'all think that came from? What do you think that actually came from? That came from the idea that what? You want an older woman, what do you think the homosexual, the flip side of that is? You gotta date an older woman who got a house, and you can live with her because she can't get a man in her age group. So what she's doing is she's using her position in life to be, what was that thing Serena Williams had? To be a financial abuser. We never called them toxic. We never said that. So I was like, oh, okay. Okay, so you can, if you're the type of woman, we never said the type of women who watch women, being overly sexual with young boys, and they don't say anything about it. We never say they're toxic either. They just act like it didn't exist. They just, I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't never seen that. We've seen it at numerous, it's been posted at numerous birthday parties. To the point where it's so ingrained in it. You have birthday parties where parents doing it, and you have birthday parties where they have the people in the cartoon mascot costumes twerking on kids and twerking on the wall and doing and twerking on your other favorite cartoon character. It's like, you doing that for the kids? Really? We never say, hey, these people are toxic. These people are toxic. These people are narcissistic. You don't hear that rhetoric. And it's kind of weird to say that you don't hear that rhetoric. When if any man of any age would try that same thing, Lord knows it'll be plastered all over every news channel all over the world. You know, I ain't explaining it. I feel you. So it's like, oh, okay. You never say, hey. These chicks are toxic. These chicks are very, very toxic. Now, take it a step further. We never say cougars are users. That's what they are. That's what they are. See, think about it. They use young women to tell them all the things that they shouldn't do for a man. They use them into being completely useless to the men in their age group, only to try to date the men in their niece's age group or their daughter's age group, to use them for sex. Some of these folks, you know, and this is the bad thing about it. There was a time not too long ago where the biggest demographic in Black America of new mothers were quote unquote career women in their 30s who went to school, got an education, quote unquote, got a career, business, good job, whatever. And now they just wanted a kid. And I'm pretty sure that they knew that, you know, they couldn't get a kid from the guys that were in the same, going the same trajectory as them. So you got somebody younger, dumber, and poorer. I would bet. That would be my bet. So we never say these cougars are just users. I'm gonna use him for this, for his body. I'm gonna use her. Because, you know, rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. You saw how delusional those women were. You saw the silly things that they were saying. Look at Kendra G. She's interacting with these women. You see how these people are sounding. You see how these men and these women sound ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. They're slow. Short bus slow. And why did that happen? Because these cougars, these MILFs, used their quote-unquote power as women and mothers to sabotage their kids, only to sleep with their kids' friends. Because see, it used to be, you know, it was more predominant for, you know, somebody's auntie to be looking for somebody's uncle. Or, you know, like, man, who is that? That's your cousin? That's your, how old is your older cousin? He could get it. Your older uncle, oh, he could get it. Like, now, who is that? That's your friend? I ain't never seen that friend before. You've grown so much. See, now, you know, as I said earlier about being a predator, it's so many ladies that are predators out here. Don't make no sense. And these ladies have friends. Like, think about it. You got women who are mothers, who hang out with other single mothers, who will twerk on their friend's child. And they use that trauma bonding as far as she don't like her man or her baby daddy, and you don't like your quote unquote man or your baby daddy. So somehow that can put you in the same environment that it doesn't matter that you're twerking on your homegirl's son. This is how far people are going. Users, manipulators, downright trifling. But we don't say this about these cougars. We don't. We don't say, hey, these cougars are out of pocket. They're out of line. They're dead wrong. But no, we don't do that. We don't do that. You know, And simply put, let me do it this way. We don't say that these women are abusive. They are, but we don't say that they're abusive. We don't go, oh, these folks are abusive. What kind of people are we dealing with? Abusive people, abusers. How could you call these folks abusers? They fit the mold of abusers. Everything they do is that of an abuser. If these women were men, they would definitely be considered a sexual predator and abusive. Like I said before about the grooming would be abusive. That would be straight up. You manipulated these young boys before they figured out what was going on. You abused them. You isolated them. Because when they say boys are quote unquote sexually assaulted more than people think because it goes unreported, let's be honest. One of the reasons why? It ain't just because boys like it. One of the other reasons why is because boys got accustomed to mommy guilt. They guilt these boys into silence. And it's easier with the boys than it is the girls. Because the girl gonna run to mama. Man, he did this, he touched me, he da 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 da. You don't hear the boys running to mama saying, your girlfriend touched me. Or, me and your friend, me and your friend Yolanda had relations, or she put her mouth on me. You don't hear boys saying that. Because these women, they are very, 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 very manipulative. See, they can't say if you say something, I'm gonna kill you. They don't do that. They'll pull another move. Do this again, or my dog be tripping. But no, they worse than R. Kelly. They're way worse than R. Kelly. That's why that sometimes it doesn't necessarily trigger me. But R. Kelly was a star. He had groupies. Groupies lied. Groupies could lie about their age, even if he wanted people who were younger. Groupie, a 15-year-old to say they're 18 at any time. But these ladies, they don't have groupies like that. These Cougars don't have groupies. And they know the age of these boys. They don't care. And, when I say abusive, think about it. Somebody's mom can pick, I think you're cute. I think you're a sweet kid. Let me take you home from school. So you can literally, use your position as a teacher or as a mother, as a tutor or whatever, or me and your mama cool. I got you. I'm your play auntie. Abusive as hell. Abusive as hell. We ain't talking about celebrities. We talking about people close. Because that's the same thing that goes on with the girls, and them being touched is the same thing that goes on with the boys. It's somebody that you know. And ladies do not mind covering up when women have done these things. You see it when they cover it up with guys. When they cover it up with guys, and we all gonna say, man, plenty of ladies who've hid the fact that their boyfriend or husband, which isn't their child's father, has had an inappropriate relationship with their child, and they sat there and covered it up. And they didn't want that child's father to know because it was gonna go all bad. Didn't want to do that. Didn't want to do that. So what you actually think going on with these boys? I mean, it's a whole lot worse. just in my opinion. You know, let me add something to this. You know, we never call a cougar viral. What do I mean by that? You notice these type of things don't really go viral. You notice you don't hear people talking about this on the radio shows. You don't see the all the networks picking up on, man, here we go again. We got these grown adults dancing on these little children like that. You notice that never goes viral. Here we go again with another one. Because it's happening like DJ Khaled, and another one. And another one. It's happening all the doggone time. Because it wasn't but like a week, maybe a week and a half ago, they had the one with the kid was smacking the lady's butt that was twerking in the camera. It just goes on all the time. All the time on social media. And these people post this stuff on social media. These people put this stuff into the atmosphere. They film themselves doing this behavior and post it on their pages, and it goes live and it blows up, but it don't go viral enough for you to talk about it on a radio station. Nobody's going, hey man, listen, at the morning show, we need to talk about how we got to a point where there's too many people out here doing this with these children. That's a problem. You never hear that. You never hear Fox saying something like, hey man, let me tell y'all something. Listen, you ain't gonna hear. You're not really hearing Cocktails with the Queens talk about women doing this. It's all being salacious, and I'm like, okay. So if you can do it, when you understand that grown women can do this on a regular, videotape it on a regular, put it, in their phone, save it in their phone and post it on a regular, and absolutely nothing happens, these women don't even lose their kids. This ain't even child. This could go viral. It ain't even child endangerment. Think about that, because that goes to the abusive part. It's not even abuse in the eyes of the law at this particular point. It's just, hey, man, that's just what they do, man. That's just what they do, man. It's just another day, with a single mom. It's just. This is what they do. Okay. It's what they do. This is how they get down. Interesting. But for some odd reason, let you say something that offends a black woman. Oh, that's viral. That's on your radio station. That's on YouTube. That's on Instagram. That's on TikTok. That gets a lot of views. That becomes a trending topic. But this, nah. It's just, I don't know what you're talking about. And in a week or two, when it happens again, in a few months, when there's going to be a bunch of videos up, because it's going to happen more over the summer. Because I'm about to go there in a second. Because this is the end of the school year, whether it be grade school, high school, college, but predominantly grade school and high school. When these kids are at home now, this is going to happen far more often when these kids are at home during summer, if they're with their mothers. So don't expect to have a hot girl summer with mom posting, twerking with the kid, kids the cameraman, kids the prop, kids making it rain on mama. To the point when nobody says a cougar's a bad influence. Because if y'all care so much about black girls, y'all don't care when black girls are like 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and they're trying to twerk, and they're being hypersexual, and even though they don't know what that is, y'all don't say, man, look, these little girls learning the wrong thing, and then they grow up to be hypersexual because guess what? Mom had no problem exploring her sexuality in front of her children, and now her son is accustomed to being in a hypersexual environment, and her daughter is on the path to be a thot. Not a big deal whatsoever. Not a big deal. We're gonna take this somewhere else now, because I was talking about the end of the year. You realize they put more energy into worrying about who LeBron James' son takes to prom and stuff like this. Y'all realize that, right? He took a white woman to prom. Well, she twerking on a kid that's about in the 4th or 5th grade. Which one is more important? Who LeBron James' son took to prom or this? Which one is more important? And in their minds, it's probably who LeBron James' son took to prom, because it's the lifestyle that they want. But we never call Cougars. We never say, oh, they went viral. It's a bad look. Finally, they gonna lose custody. Nah, that don't happen. As a matter of fact, we never go a step further when I was talking about school and prom, as I got to get back to, because I keep skipping that part. You never talk to how these proms get all super sexual and hypersexual, because most of the moms in control of it. Why you think these daughters are dressing, super half naked, like an overly sexualized R&B diva? She's okay with her daughter going out with a dress that's kind of see-through, that you can see part of her breast and part of her butt, and it's prom. It's prom. You want your daughter to have a good time, but you basically throwing her out to the streets and say, look, go ahead and get smashed tonight. Show them all the goods. What you think mom's doing on dates? Because we never say Cougars are. Oh boy. We never say that Cougars are classy. Because if you date most older women, and they're trying to date somebody younger, 9 times out of 10, they leading with sex, they talking sex. If you've ever dated a woman who's older, for a fact, they get very sexual very quick. That's where you get, it ain't just the younger women's boy slave talk. The young women might tease you. These older women will say hi, meet you, then start sending you nudes, just like that. The older women want to send, pics, just like that. I want to see this, just like that. I want that, just like that. You're not gonna confuse a cougar for some classy woman who's that 90-day rule. They don't play that. After 90 seconds, they know if they're gonna give it to you or not, and they're gonna show you. So this idea that we're talking about people who are classy and good people, you're lying. You're lying. Because we don't get on Cougars for this type of behavior. Speaking of that, We don't ever say that cougars are bad parents. You notice that? We never say cougars or MILFs are bad parents. You know, if you're the type of person, if you're a cougar and you're a mom, you never say, you're probably not fit to be a mother. You're probably a little too immature. You're probably a little too selfish. You're probably a little too narcissistic. You're probably a little too hypersexual. You probably should. You can't be trusted around your kids' friends. You know, we never say that. We never say cougars are they're bad parents. They're just not the kind of people that you want your young son being around. Never say that. But they are. They're horrible parents. They're horrible parents. But for some odd reason, we give them a pass. Matter of fact, they're normally, how can I say this? We never say that cougars are sex addicts. Let's just, no. Take that back. Sexual deviants, and that's what makes them bad people and bad parents. A cougar can't be a sexual deviant. You get a guy and he dates young women, he can be put in the sexual deviant pile. But when we get a cougar, she can't be a sexual deviant, but she is. She absolutely is. And people go, no, not my auntie, not my mama. What? People don't say that, cougars are, how can I say this? Cougars are ish starters because they're out here sleeping with people, and it may cause a beef between two younger men, or they may cause a beef between a brother and a sister, because and I'm gonna take this somewhere. Because about being nymphos and sexual deviants and ish starters, we never say cougars spread disease. Because they do. Because most women who are older don't like using protection. And most women who are older have no problem, giving whatever they have to a younger male. They don't. Whatever they got, man, you can have that, right? To take that with you. And that's part of being predatory. Like, cougars have no problem giving you, whatever, because it's harder. For one, they like you having unprotected sex. But for two, younger guys are not gonna ask because they're not gonna think to ask. And number three, they're gonna use that excuse. It's harder for guys to get a sexually transmitted disease from a woman. See, I know this story. It's not necessarily a story, like a news story, but somebody I know told me the story to somebody that they know, older woman, dating a younger man. This woman was HIV positive. And her whole family knew, her friends knew. You know who didn't know? The young dude that she was sleeping with. So this guy, they get, they're in a relationship, they're going at it, they're hot and heavy, blah, 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 blah. See, these women can never be villains. Like, because I know of another story where a woman actually wanted a guy giving her basic, making her HIV positive, but quote unquote giving her AIDS because he took the condom off. See, he can be forever a villain. But this lady, nah, somehow reason she can't be the villain. Like, You know, that's what's going on in these streets. Yeah, these old ladies are giving boys AIDS and herpes. You know, that's where these guys getting chlamydia and gonorrhea from these women. Older promiscuous women who given it away, and they have no problem, you know, giving it to you. And who's gonna tell these young boys? They don't know, and they're not trying to hear it. Like, yo, she's not to be trusted. No, she love me. And you might not know she has something because she ain't gonna tell you. You know, say, you know, that's my medical information is personal. Because a lot of these ladies don't have a conscience. These ladies are man haters, so they justify being cougars and doing these type of things to young men because they hate men. So they're trying to get back at men by getting back at young boys, teenage boys, and young men because they're predatory. They don't care. We never say that you know, cougars are heartless, but they are. And this becomes a problem because it happens over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And we never say, you know, that excuse me. We never say that cougars are part of the sisterhood because other women get them covered. Cougars are part of feminism. Cougars are a part of the LGBTQ whatever community. You know how I can say that? Because you know what's been a trope for years? The female gym coach. The female gym coach is more of a trope than being predatory to young girls and young boys, or the female basketball coach. You know, the ones that's sleeping with that's been a thing since before I was born. That's more prevalent than actually the male coach doing something inappropriate. The female coach preying on children is baked into the cake, as BGS would say. So the cougar is acceptable, highly acceptable. Oh yeah, you can do that. That's all good. Nobody's gonna say nothing. You can cover that up for years. You can keep your job for years. There ain't no Me Too for all these cougars out here. But people want to act like, oh no, you know, we talking about good people. Are we really? Because truth be told, we not. We're not talking about good people. You know, so at the end of the day, it's trifling. And it's going to continue to be trifling because it's not going to take that much longer for this to happen again. It's not. You know, somebody's going to do this and go viral. Not even go viral. But a person like me is going to have to speak on it again because it didn't go viral. And people ain't going to want to hear it because they want to act like it don't exist. And it's going to continuously happen. And then y'all going to blame these boys for being a certain way when they get a certain age and you don't want to say anything because of all this bad parenting. But I'm done. You know what I'm saying? I'm done. Been on it for about 45 minutes. Spoke my piece about it. You know, catch y'all on the next one. Like, share, subscribe, or die. Trying to hope y'all love the outro. We out.
This looks like a job for Superman.
Do this,
Spoken from the lips of the young
Yes, I'm
or the
serious.
old, there are many,
Yeah. Gotta put it all in.
and there are Supermen.
All the way. I guess I'm taking off the cake through the glasses in the trash. Being super is great, saving y'all is such a drag. Even God took a break, me I ain't coming back. I got one life to live, if you don't like it, that's your ass. Cause nobody saved me, plus when I walk, I'm just a peon. I could use somebody just like I'm the Kings of Neon. This world is cold as off, but that's better than being peed on. For eons, human beings took kindness for weakness. When you constipated, you start to appreciate shit. Put before you life and death, and you just gotta choose. The kryptonite life means you should follow the rules. If your credit's messed up or your bills ain't paid, then it's getting disconnected. Can't nobody say the day. And I can fly, leave a building in a single bound, but I can't stand fair weather friends, and I just fly around. My super friends in Justice League, only folk I kick it with. Kill Lex Luthor, so what? We had to finish it. Kids play games and adults play for keeps. And me, I play to win, but I ain't playing in these streets. And life is not a joke, then again, it ain't this serious. Superman can say the day, but God can say the Superman. Saga of the kryptonite, life just ended. You enjoy listening? Man, I'll finish it. Lois, come holler at me. I got an ice couch. Thank you for coming out, listening. I knew you would like it because we made it. I'm so frigid and so fly.